Hey, Cher, how are you? Great to see
Good.
you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay. Yeah, I guess some of you know each other. I don't know actually the people on the screen. I don't know. Think I know everyone. I'm Ray Screnci. Uh, I've been here 13 years as a teacher. Before that, I was at a different school. Before that, I was an engineer for a decade. And part of the reason I came back to teaching is because Gilmore is my alma mater. I graduated a long time ago, but but I enjoy it a lot. My son graduated here about 7 years ago, so Gilmore has been a big part of my life these last decade and a half. And funny story, Father John was my math teacher in seventh grade, and then I had him for eighth grade for a religion class. I liked him better in seventh grade as a math teacher.
Right.
He gave a lot of homework. I can handle the math. So let's see who we got here. I see Mrs. Beatles, Mr. Breen.
Hello.
We got Miss Logan, and I see Elena Tool's mother is here. We can't hear you. There you go.
Can you hear me now? Great.
Yes.
I'm Krista Toll. It's nice to meet you all.
Very nice to meet you. It's nice to. The hardest part about this year is and Sandra. I don't know, is that Mrs. Treppo or Mrs. Stafford? I think there's two Sandras. One of the hardest part this year is with the face coverings. The students that I don't know so well, that I haven't had before in class, or I've had, or I've seen them around too much. It's hard to get to know them. All you see is this much of their face, and it's just, I feel like I think I know you, but other than that, it's been a start. Some good points, some bad points. Any feedback from you guys? How things have been going?
Seems to be fine with Aggie. I mean, I think she'd rather be in class in person more often, and doing not doing a whole year's worth of work in one semester. But she's fine.
Yeah, that's a tough thing.
I think it would be a lot harder for the freshmen, if they were much more virtual. So I mean, I think they did the right thing. But
yeah,
it's just me talking.
It is tough. The freshmen mostly are cohorted. So I know I teach a class of freshman geometry, and I have all 18 every single day. But I know some of the older, especially junior, senior year level, I had 5 kids on Zoom today. I had the rest, the rest in class. So it is a little bit different for everyone. Let's see, we meet every Thursday for half an hour. We didn't meet this week today because of mass. So I've only had a couple times with them. I did send them a video before the year started, introducing myself. Half of them I know because I've had them in class. Other half I don't know so well. Hopefully we'll get to know each other. I wish it could be a little bit more confined spaces, just because we're like spread out in this big room, and it's like, okay, try to get everyone. We have one who's 100% virtual, which also makes it difficult, but we're trying. Oh, hi, Mrs. Treppo. See, had someone join the meeting. Couple things. I don't know if your child's in any. So, like Mr. Breen was saying, it's one semester. That's a year-long course. But if your son or daughter is in a class that's normally only one semester, like let's say a speech class or maybe some elective, they're going to end in the end of October. It's going to, they're only going to be nine weeks worth of class or 8 weeks worth of class. I'm trying to think what else. We have a few days coming up in October. October 14th is the PSAT day. And the schedule for that day is that they're going to come in, take the PSAT, and when it's over, they get to go home. In the past, we've run school in the afternoon. It really hasn't worked out so well. The kids are just, taking a 3.5-hour test, they're kind of like mentally filled for the day. You know, they need a break. We tried to do something last year with some activities, but it's so weather dependent. It's just hard to say, we did one year, we did a kick for cancer. We did this and that. So this year we're going to let them go home. What else we got going on the calendar? The semester ends at December 18th. I am the math department chair, and we are not probably going to I do not want special class days for exams at the end. I think we just handle it in class. I think that'll work better. We can figure it out because there's no way we could have all 400 some kids on campus at one time. How's the portal working for you guys? I could show you how it works for me. I'm going to share my screen. I can find my portal. So for me, here's like one of my classes, and I post things, and the kids have topics and assignments, and they should be able to do it. But on your end, do you guys see all this stuff too? Can you see their assignments? Can you see what's due? Is the grade book working for you guys? Okay. Because I think it just went live the other day. The other thing on here under resources, they have a lot of tools under resources. It'll pop up. So this is the way it kind of looks for me, but I think there's things here for parents. Self-assessments are going to be coming up at I think they're end of October. I think the sign-ups will start next, maybe October. They're going to start doing the sign-ups for self-assessments. The other thing that teachers have been trying to work on is posting everything by Sunday night. Whether it's just a schedule for the week, maybe what's due that week, what needs to be turned in that week, any announcing ahead of time any quizzes or tests. So kids could decide if they need to be on campus that day or not. I'm lucky enough that the calculus classes I teach are in a room big enough to hold everyone. So I do have kids that show up every single day. I've got a few dormers in there. They don't have to go to the VLZ. So your child should inquire with their teacher about the room availability and spacing, because I've been over to the VLZ. It's a big giant room with a bunch of tables. I don't know how conductive it is to learning, but try to get them engaged with their teacher a little bit. Like I said, I'm lucky enough I don't have an issue. I know other classes have the same thing where they can actually fit all the class in there, or most of the class. And then we have study halls where the kids are able to sign out and meet with a teacher or get extra help. The hard part this year, as far as I think math and science believe, there's really no math lab any longer. So your child should make arrangements with the teacher. We're available every day after school for help. Most of us are doing it live, face-to-face. But if they're not on campus that day, they can always email us, and we can connect with Zoom. But the way they're running study halls this year and the teacher availability, there's no designated spot for math help. You might go to make an appointment with your teacher to get help, either before school, after school, or on Zoom if they're available at that time. But it's a little bit different. We don't have the library this year to do a math lab. I'm trying to think what else we have. Notes. There we go. By this time of the year, I mean, it's pretty fast paced this year. We're at the end of the, what is this? The end of the third week is coming up. That's kind of going into 6 weeks compared to last year. They should, if they need help with a subject, they should reach out to their teacher and their teacher will talk with Mr. Kazel, and we'll try to get them a peer tutor, if possible, if it could help. And every teacher is trying to run, I know I run synchronous classes. I think most teachers are, where during class time, if they're not face-to-face, they should make a presence. It's kind of how we take attendance. And I think it would be best if they did that at the beginning of class time, unless they've arranged something else with their teacher. But I think it's important that if you're not on campus, or you're in the VLZ at least, that you actually connect with your teacher during class time and ask questions. One thing that I found out, I didn't know this before, that a student can stay in the VLZ until 6 p.m. That if they needed to do work and their teacher wasn't available, they just needed a place to be, they would have a big giant table, and they could spread out, and they could be on the VLZ until 6 o'clock. The grade level counselor is Ms. Formson, formerly Miss Johnson, and she handles a lot of things. Okay, that's a lot of information. Do you guys have any questions? I have other things to go over, but I just wanted to go through what's going on. Do you have any particular questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned assessments that they'll be sometime in October and sign up. Are those virtual or in person? Do you know?
They will be 100% virtual.
Virtual? Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit weird because you probably only have 3 teachers in there. They only have at most 4 classes, and most kids will really only have 3. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I think for safety reasons and this and that, it'll be virtual.
And is it something like, I know typically they have to have something prepared, like something written or whatever. Is that something that someone will go over? Like, does it have to be submitted, cleared, screened, or anything like that?
We have a rubric, kind of, and a prompt.
Right.
So they will still get all that, and they will see what they need to work on. And I think the junior prompt is, I'm trying to recall from a couple years ago. Finding their voice in the school, formation of leadership and things like this and that. Now that they're, their junior year, they're upperclassmen. But yeah, I think those are the last year it was the last Monday in October. I think the first Monday in November. It's probably about the same time frame. And I think in the next week or two, you probably get an email saying you can start signing up.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Other thing coming down the road is in the wintertime, college counseling. They'll reach out to you, and I know the big thing they need to do is in the beginning of December, they'll meet with the juniors, probably virtually, but they'll probably email them. They have a big questionnaire. It really helps them focus what they should be looking at for colleges. And it actually helps them, because every counselor writes a letter of recommendation. So when your child is applying for college, you usually have a couple letters, and usually they usually get 1 or 2 from teachers that they've had, but they always get one from college counseling, and the college counseling really needs that questionnaire filled out to help them write that letter. It's very important to the process. There is a college counseling resource page on the portal, and there are some college reps coming on campus right now, but the space is very limited. I think there are some virtual college rep visits that they can schedule for that. The ones that are actually on campus face to face, they're giving priority to the seniors right now. But the ones that are going to be virtual, anyone could join. Okay, retreats. It will be Kairos. So some of you have had other children go here. You guys know about Kairos. It's usually have been an overnight retreat. Obviously, it won't be overnight, but it will be 2 full days The students will be excused from their classes on the days of retreat. They will have an opportunity, I guess, coming up this week to sign up for one of 5 different dates throughout the year to participate in Kairos. And they will be contacted a few weeks ahead of time. Miss Ligas in the theology department, she handles that, but it's going to be obviously a little bit different this year. Usually they leave Wednesday in the middle of the day, spend Wednesday night and Thursday night at the retreat facility, and come back Friday midday, and then end up with a mass. I think this year it'll be, I don't know how long they're going to go, but I think they're just going to probably do Thursday, let's say Thursday, Friday, when they meet in the morning and go to probably past 3 o'clock for sure, and then follow up on Friday. Any other questions? Like I said, I just, this is a little bit different. I'm trying to think of anything else I need to cover.
I have a question. Is the
Yeah.
Cairo, is it virtual?
Kairos, no, it will be face to face. It will be on campus. They are not going to go out anywhere.
Okay.
So usually they have 3 Kairos throughout the year. I think they're going to make 5 different ones, so they have less kids on each one, and they'll find a place to go where they can spread out and do what they need to do with their groups. But I don't see it. It's not going to be. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be virtual.
Okay.
And that's not required. That's something that they would choose to do, correct?
I think there's a requirement that you have to do a retreat every year. I mean, they don't have to do the Kairos. There might be another option, but I can ask Ms. Ligas about that. That is Kairos the only option for?
I can find out. That's okay. I can reach out to her.
Yeah.
I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay, but in the past, I know that not every kid has gone on a Kairos,
Right.
and then they did something else. Like some of them did a Saturday retreat with Father John. Maybe even a different options besides
Yeah,
that.
I can reach out to Ms. Ligas. It's
Okay.
not a problem at all. And then I do have one more question, only because I stepped away for a minute. When get in trouble for asking questions. When is the college counseling? January, you said the college counselors will start to reach out.
Actually, December.
Oh, December. Okay.
Probably the first week of December. I don't know how they're going to run it this year, but in the first week of December is usually when they had that college night.
Yes.
And so I'm sure this year it's going to be a virtual college night, but that's when they really want to start the process of the kids. Now, they're not looking for the kids to finish that questionnaire packet the next day,
Okay.
but they're going to be like, okay, right after Christmas break, it'd be nice if you handed this up to you. And you remember the process usually in that January, February, March before spring break, they're scheduling appointments to meet with all the parents with the child to talk about this, that, and the other.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Hey, I'll answer the best I can, but no. But usually, if I recall, it's like the first week in December that they reach out to the juniors,
Okay.
and parents.
Got it. Thank you.
I see she's driving home. The match must be over. Good or bad? Okay, good. Gilmore won, or whoever won. Yeah, okay, good. Any other questions? It's like I said, I know about half the kids in the group. I know your son Alexander because I remember talking to him a lot as a freshman. I've never had him as a student, but
Okay.
Obviously Elena's new to the school. Like I said, it's been hard when you only see kids once a week for half an hour, and how do you get to know them? You know, we have one person that's 100% virtual. It's a different world this past year. 2020 is not a stellar year. I think it's been difficult for many situations. The students, the teachers, the administration, parents. I'm sad I can't go to sporting events this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't go. I'm not, I have to be on the list.
Right.
If you're really into girls soccer, maybe we can adopt you for a night.
I'll try. Mr. Tyson and I used to always be up in the press box. And he would do the game announcing and keeping the score, and I'd be keeping him company, and we'd be commenting on the game. And
Yeah.
I always had a great time being up there with Mr. Tyson, watching the boys and girls play soccer.
Yeah, you can go straight.
But I enjoy, even though I didn't start working at Gilmore after I graduated from college or this and that, I didn't really come here until I was about 13 years ago. I did go to Gilmore for 6 years. I was considered, I guess, a lifer in the day because we only had a middle school. So Gilmore's I miss going to the sporting events a lot. I would go to volleyball games, hockey games, football games. It's been, I like watching the kids in a different arena than just the classroom. You get to see other parts of who they are than just a student in the room or a test score or, hey, how's it going in the hallway?
Hmm.
I need to ask a question.
Okay.
Oh,
I think this is some background. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that I was off of mute.
It's all right. It's all clean. We didn't hear anything really juicy.
my question was if the kids needed to get in contact with you outside of the 30 minutes that they would normally meet with you, are they able to do that? And exactly what do they meet with you about? Like, what is advisory about exactly?
So advisory is just usually we have some talking points once in a while. I think last week we talked about pressures and stresses in this world. How can you deal with them? And maybe once in a while, like last week was, how can you let go of your stress or your burden and help someone carry that burden for you in the moment? Not all the time. And I've talked with students. There's a lot of pressure on students. I think there's a lot more pressure on students today than I remember growing up. And it's kind of funny. You think the world is easier with computers and this and that? I think it made it worse. I think it made
it worse.
It's just everything. Kids are burning the candles at both ends all the time. I, as a math teacher, I just be like, AP calculus is a little bit different. The AP math, that's a college course, but regular math, algebra 1, algebra 2, this and that. It's like, what's my expectation? I expect you to do something at home, but it should not overwhelm you. It's supposed to make you better. And if you do what I want, a little bit every single day, you'll do fine. I think the math department kind of has that philosophy in all those courses. But I just hear them staying up so late and doing this and that, and I'm like, I could never imagine staying up till past midnight when I was in high school. I wouldn't. I know who I am. I'd be like, I'm just done. I'll just do it tomorrow morning. And I just feel our kids are just, playing, doing a lot of things, and it's just a lot of stresses. I feel bad because I don't know if we'll ever go backward from this. What do we have to do to step back? Seems like the world's so competitive and in such a rush. And I think this burden's on our teenagers. I mean, I guess they're smarter than us, but I don't know. I can't imagine it. I don't think I would have liked growing up as a teenager in this world. But we meet for a half an hour. Sometimes we don't have talking points. Sometimes we just relax. I ask them how things are going. I'll be like, what's good, what's bad, what have you heard? I'm just, not trying to get gossip. I'm just trying to get what's their vibe? Where's their barometer at? Are you running on empty?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it is a lot. It's definitely a lot worse for the kids now. With Kai being a sports player, an athlete, and having to the stresses, I guess, of school and still having, minimal responsibilities at home and things outside of school that she needs to do. Our philosophy is when you're tired, go to sleep. Stop. You can wake up tomorrow morning and do it all. Start all over. Just get up a little extra early. But if you're sleepy, just go to bed. Like don't force yourself to try and do more because it's not you're not really retaining anything.
Yes. Oh, you know me. You become so inefficient when you're tired. It's not really worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for answering that.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Like I said, I'm going to post on the advisory page. I will put it's easy to get my email. I would say call the off whatever number I have. I don't even know what number I have because it does send me an email now when I have a phone message. So I know it's there because the way the phone system is hooked up in this place, it's never going to ring where I'm at. It's just some arbitrary phone. But I do get a email if you give me a phone call, and I will get back to you. But emails are probably easier to check throughout the day. It's a lot easier to be private, sending emails back and forth than try to have a phone call back and forth. I'll put my Zoom link, but we can meet whenever. But yeah, it's been a fast start. It's gonna be a long semester. We have a department chair meeting on Monday. I'm gonna bring some things up to Mrs. Edmondson about how we can maybe do things a little bit better to help the students out. It's a lot. 90 minutes every single day for 70 some days. It's a lot on them.
What are some things that you think aren't working as well as you would have liked so far?
I said this in April and May. I wish we would have went to a 4-day week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday is a day that not just a break for the kids, but we could have some set hours during the day that they could try to meet with us. Say, okay, math teacher will be available from 10 to 11 in the morning, or 10 to whatever time you want in the morning. And every department would have a different time, so you can meet with your teacher if you're behind or you need help with something. It would allow us, this digital world is a lot more work. We're making videos, we're not handling papers as much. And I know for me, kids scan things in email or submit it to me, and I have to look at it digitally. It's a lot longer to grade something that way than it is if I have a piece of paper. So we need time for that. Being a teacher is not a 40-hour week job. I understand. But these last few weeks, and even in April, May, it was like you're adding a good 20-25% to your week. And I think the kids, I could teach the same content in 4 days a week, because I think they would be like, wow, I have 2 days. I've been able to recuperate, get stuff done. I have 2 more days. Then I have a weekend. I think we could find a good flow, but I don't know if they would go for that. I think they want people here. And I do want kids here, but I think there's some other things that it's a lot. It's a lot for the kids. It's a lot for us. And I think it's a lot on you. I don't even imagine if you guys have younger kids at home that are in grade school. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm thank goodness I have a grown son, because I think it would be very hard to have to manage all that. We have faculty members here that have grade school kids. I don't know how they do it. I don't. But that's me being an engineer. I can't help it. I think about things logistically and figure out what's the efficient way to get this and that done, and not too much strain in one area, because then it's going to break. But I'm not a lifelong educator, so I think differently. I've only been doing this gig for almost 20 years. I had a different life before. I enjoy this life a little bit more. Maybe not this year, not 2020, but in general, being in the classroom with students and being that what I call coach. You know, I'm not doing it for them. I'm helping them do it. I'm helping them learn. I'm stimulating that mind and making them think more critically and abstractly. Get organized. Still a hard thing to get teenage boys to be organized. Hardest thing. They try. The good thing is that I've noticed throughout the year, most boys between sophomore year and junior year, a switch goes on. And it's like, wow, you're not that silly sophomore that you were last year. But it's all good. Anything else? Like I said, I wish we, hopefully we can meet sometime in person. Be nice to go to games. I miss my games a lot.
Thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, anytime. And email me anytime. I'm here to help out. Any situation that comes up. I've been here long enough. I know all the inside handshakes.
So I have another question.
Yes.
Can you just go over those dates again? Some important dates that were coming up when you were giving those.
Yeah. Okay.
They got a little loud in the.
So the PSAT is Wednesday, October 14th. The kids come to school. Well, I don't know what your daughter's going to do, but there's no school the rest of the day after the PSAT. So they take the PSAT until about noonish, 11:30 noon, and then they go home for the day. If you're in a class that's normally that was one semester, like a digital music class or a video class or a speech class, they're going to end October 23rd. And then you might pick up another course for the second half of the semester. The end of the year is December 18th. I don't envision having special exam days for math and science like we've had in the past. I don't see that happening. And self-assessment days are coming up in the end of October. I think they're the last 2 Mondays in October, or maybe the last Monday, the first Monday in November. And the signups for those are coming up pretty quickly. I don't think not all the students can sign up for the fall one. Usually it's half the school does it in the fall, half the school does it in the spring. So you have to decide what's better for your child, but it's going to be different. You're not going to have 5-6 teachers in there. You're going to have, if you do it now, you probably have 3 or 4. If you do it in the spring, you're going to have 3 or 4. That's just the way it's going to work this year. And it's going to be virtual. It will not be face-to-face. And I'll go over with the students when they're signed up for it, what they need to do. I give them a little pamphlet of, there's a prompt for they have to answer, or there's a rubric on what they need to do and how they need to do it. And actually, it's a great process. It's one of the things that it kind of teaches them how to talk about themselves in a good way, in ways that they can improve themselves. Be holistic and reflective on who they are and how they got there and what they need to do from here. It's good interviewing skills. That's probably about it for the dates.
Thank you very much. It was nice to meet you all.
Nice meeting you. I hope
Take care.
Elena's enjoying Gilmore.
She is actually. I mean, she feels very challenged, and she's got hockey as well, so she's been super busy. And along with the commute,
You're from the west side.
Long days for her. Yeah.
Have they started morning practices yet for the ladies?
They have it tomorrow morning at 6.
Okay.
So she's staying over at a friend's house tonight that lives out that way. So
yeah, that makes sense. It'd be hard.
Yeah. But thanks so much. Yeah, she's really enjoying herself.
Okay, good. I hope to get to know her a little bit better. It's been hard just with the way we've been doing things, and I don't think we're in class, but no, I hope they get to meet everyone. I just wish we could just be like, okay, half an hour, everyone take off your mask. Let's really get to know each other, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, thanks so much. All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys around campus at some point in time. Who knows?
Right.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for coming, and go Gilmore and go Browns tonight. Maybe we'll get a win tonight. Maybe.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Good luck. All right. See you guys. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.